What's up, guys? Chronically Tilted Poker here, and we're having an emergency podcast. Uh, this is a 2-5 session review, and I am sad to announce I had a really tough day. Um, Down 2.7K overall. That happens at 2-5. It hasn't happened to me. It's maybe I've had, this is the third night I've had at about 3K. That's the most I'll buy in. I'll stop the night if I get worse than that. Um, and I've been playing 2-5 for 5 or 6 months. So these nights hurt. They're not that often, but they hurt. And this is the second time I've done it when I end up playing shorthanded. So I broke my session down into full ring and then short-handed. And full ring, I probably played for 3 hours before the game started to dwindle down, and I was up. Actually, I was up 600. So I'm going to call, or I'm gonna put that in my bankroll and record it as a full 2-5 session. And then I'm going to split up the shorthanded into a shorthanded on bankroll, because this is the second time I've lost maybe a full buy-in when I play shorthanded. So I need to acknowledge that clearly I don't play great shorthanded. I do things that I think work in the full ring, because I've learned full ring, which means there's 8 or 9 people, and then I apply those principles to shorthanded, or I end up doing crazier stuff shorthanded, because I think you're supposed to play more hands. That's what they say, and then I'll just get into it why I lost the whole stack. So 2-5, I got full value when I turned to pair against top pair, top kicker. Against a guy that probably shouldn't have been in the pot. He was kind of a fish. So I 2x'd my buy-in. I was up 1,000 at one point. Then I was in a 3-bet pot with a flush draw, but then there was a board pairing turn, and then he shoved, and I didn't want to continue. And that was about 500. And then, so I'm up 600 at the end of the 2-5. So the guy to my left is like some Japanese lag. He was very calling stationy, and now that I think about everything that happened in the shorthanded game, because it included him and then another pro that I know, he was calling stationy, and he had probably punted with dumb calls all night. He was probably down a full buy-in of like 1.5K. So that's why I'm playing shorthanded with him. I think he's not that good. And then the other pro, I kind of know him. He's like standard player. So I'm pretty tight. I'm playing pretty tight, and this guy is playing really loose. He's like 3-betting, 4-betting like every other hand on a button straddle, which would be also under the gun straddle. And I have ace-5 suited in what would be the small blind or the big blind, and I raise, and then he 3-bets me again. So I 4-bet him, and he'd been doing this a lot. And so he 5-bets me, so I raise to 30. He raises to 100. I raise to 300. He raises to 700. And there's 2,500 in each of our stacks. And I think, hey, ace-5 suited, this is one of those hands that you love to shove. I know his range is way too big, so I shove for 2.5K. And sometimes you run into it, so he called, and I'm like, fuck, I ran into it. And that happened. So I would have punted off 2K, and I would have been okay with that. Turns out he called with ace-queen off, which is most of the time torching money. That's not a good call. That's a terrible call, actually. And so the flop comes out king, queen, and then turn 7. We hold our hands back, and then he turns over ace-queen, and I am just dumbfounded. And the pro is also dumbfounded. He's like, whoa, you called with that for your entire stack for 2.5K. So the guy's calling for 2.5K with ace-queen off. That blew my mind. So I still thought that this guy I could get money from, so I buy in for another 1,200. And over the period of another hour, he bluff catches me in like the most insane spots. He has like 9-2, and I'm bluffing three streets on a board that looks like mine, and he has like a pair of twos, and he calls a flush draw with a with he calls a flush board with two um, fives on it that he was playing any two cards, and that was like $600. And then I'm down to I rebought for 1,200. Now I'm down to 600, and then back and forth. And then he bluff catches me again with some ridiculous shit. Um, and then I'm down to 500, and once again I raise to 30. He re-raises to 100, and he's been doing that nonstop. And then I have ace jack, and I shove, which may be a little punch shove. I could have just called, but he calls, and then it run out's like 10, 9, 8, 5, 2, and he had called with pocket fours. So he three bet with pocket fours, then calls a shove with pocket fours. At best, that's he's coin flip. Most of the time, he's destroyed, and I lost the coin flip to him. So I went home dejected, and I lost a lot of money, and it doesn't feel good to lose a lot of money. Fortunately, I have a bankroll, and that's why I play within my bankroll. So when this happens, you can handle it. To be honest, two buy-ins is really not that much. Um, Kind of makes you what happens. Just like a lot of times when GTO, I think you want to bluff, and sometimes you just I should have adjusted him. Like wait for value. He'll give me money. He'll give me money if I had ace king, and that six bet shove on three handed for ace with ace king is 100% what's going to happen, and then him calling with ace queen is just dumb. Um, so does it? He looks like a genius today. I don't think he's a winning player. I look like the idiot today, and that's okay. Um, but shit is right. It really I hate days like this, and so this is gonna be nicely on my vlog. I mean, I just got back. It's 6:30 a.m. This will be nicely on my vlog, and it's part of the journey and the process. And I mean, technicals aside, there's really not much to talk about. Honestly, I thought I played great actually with the full ring. I was patient. I hit my spots. I was doing my turn 125 bets, 25% bets, which were working, and I was having the right ranges. And I guess I'm not a player shorthanded. Maybe the guy had an ultimate read on me. That's possible. He could have had a read on me. He's like, no way, this guy has a good hand. I don't know. So let's briefly talk about tilt. So tilt is emotional decision making. Um, when I was in 1-3 and I started playing, and you win a good bit and you feel really good. You feel like you're the king of poker, and then you run bad, and then you get frustrated at everyone. For example, this guy who I think did dumb shit. Maybe he had a read on me. I don't know. But it happens, and you have to make sure it doesn't affect how you play. So if I started making dumb decisions because I'm emotional or I'm chasing losses, it's more likely that I will lose more. And I might have been tilted after that queen hand. I think the ace-5 shove is probably okay against his range because he probably should have folded ace-queen. But after that, maybe a couple of the bluffs I ran were not ideal bluffs. Maybe he was making good bluff catches. I didn't get any value for the 2 hours I played shorthanded. So, I mean, every single hand was a bluff because I didn't get a single value hand. And maybe I should have just folded. Maybe I should have just folded the whole time and just waited for a hand. But then he would have ran me over with aggression, and that also doesn't feel good when someone just keeps re-raising. He probably has any two cards. But the guy was ready to put all the money in, and clearly he did, and he hit. what's the tilt here? I mean, I've lost like this before, and I've gotten really mad. If you like to win, and then this sort of stuff happens, you can get mad at the player. I mean, I'm not mad at the player. He does what he does, and it happens. Um, it looks really bad if you get mad or get angry. Clearly, you don't understand poker if you are still getting angry about things like this. So I'm not particularly angry. I'm just annoyed, and we'll get it back, and that's part of the journey. And this debriefing is good for me because now I can process it. I don't like losing $2,000, even though it's in the bankroll. It just doesn't feel good. I'll have to go play tomorrow, and if you're going to be a great poker player, you have to be able to handle these things. And thank God I have a day job, and money's not the biggest of an issue. Oh my God, if I was a professional poker player and you have hands like that, you have to deal with that all the time. So it's just like I want to get really good. I have to handle the emotional swings of bad run. I mean, I think I've been on a bad run of cards, and then now, you know, this guy gets me with the ace queen. There'll be times where I've had a day where I'm up 7K because they do the same thing, and every time I have the value, and it's just like, oh, you punt a stack, you punt a stack, punt a stack, and I haven't had one of those in a while, and hopefully I get one soon. No one's gonna watch this except Mary. Saying if you watch this, Danny, Nay, and Uncle Mark, Aunt Carolyn, whatever, cheer for me.